everybody, and welcome to podcast number 22 of The Real Estate Show. I'm Cherie Selley, and with me is Judy Steenland. She is amazing. She is talented. I'm so glad that she is with our brokerage, and we do a lot of work together, but we also have a lot of fun, a lot of life that we share, a lot of experiences. So, Judy, thank you so much again for being on the show.
Well, thanks for having me. It seems like it's been a while since we've been here. We've been out real estating.
I know.
Working hard.
I know.
Yeah.
So we've had to catch up with these last couple of podcasts.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to continue on a little bit from where we were with the last podcast, 21, because I think that, well, first of all, let me just back up. If you didn't hear podcast 21, I just want people to know that we're shooting this towards the very end of September. We don't have any new numbers yet, but let me just go over the stats that we do have for numbers for Colorado Springs and this is El Paso County. That the average price of a home right now, and it was actually August, is $499,278. The median price didn't change from July to August, so it's $450. And inventory has increased a little bit, but we're still on record low inventory, just over 1,000 units or so that are active. And I think we need to keep going, because part of what we talked about in the last podcast was I'd mentioned that there was a home, it was $1.5 million home that I didn't actually get the listing for. And they've had a lot of days on the market with a significant price reduction because they didn't put anything into the house. And it makes me sad because I really, really, really am not there for myself. It's like any advice, and you know this, you're the same way. Any advice we give is because we know what will attract the buyers and what's going to be the most life-giving for the seller. Right. We want our clients to make money.
Yeah.
So,
well, and you and I had talked about it a little bit, is freshening paint and adding some, fresh accessories, and it brings life and energy into a space that is contagious. So when a buyer does walk in, they feel that. If it feels dark, it feels dated, if the paint paint's one of the cheapest upgrades you can do.
That's right.
It is so cost effective, and it makes a home feel fresh, new, and it smells good when you walk in. You can smell fresh paint.
Yes.
And it gives your mind the sense that, wow, this is a new space. It feels new.
Even if somebody doesn't have the budget to do everything, but carpet and paint, flooring and paint are like the two standard things people should really consider doing if they haven't done it in a while.
Yeah. Well, and with you, I know with me and even some of our other agents, we carry a lot of staging items that we can bring in and that are, very modern, very trendy. And, our client that we just talked about in the last podcast that ended up with 17 offers, there were things that there was just not budget to do. The kitchen didn't have a backsplash, but we made that kitchen feel fresh and new, just with a deep cleaning and accessories, and it showed beautifully.
It's so funny how accessories can bring life to that space.
Yeah. So, and that even goes to cleaning. A home can never be too clean. So,
True.
there is money in elbow grease. So scrubbing baseboards and cleaning corners, things that you might not have addressed for many years or months or ever.
I was going to say a decade.
Again, we don't live the way we sell. And so just that in itself, there's just, so it's noticeable.
Putting all that pre-listing energy into a home.
Yeah.
It is absolutely essential.
Yeah.
Even in a great market for sellers, which it is right now, I have to say, the quality of offers and the overbidding. So I can say this. I have the flip side of the story is we have an incredible seller who said, I trust you with the project. I'm going to totally let you take the reins. And we got our partner designer in, and she got her crew in. And we did a complete renovation of this house. It needed a renovation. It had been tenant occupied and beat to a bloody pulp. And it was so sad to see the condition in like just a year and a half time. But guys, that's not the end of the story. We still could have put a sign in the yard. We could have listed it. It would have been like dog ugly listing special, but it would have still sold in this market. They would have not benefited. So what did they put up front? Well, the budget was, $50,000. And I'm talking, this is a big house.
Yeah.
So to redo this, they were at 50. We ended up having to go just about 58, a little over 58, because the front yard needed unexpected landscaping help and sprinklers and all that. But with that said, that home would have gone for maybe the mid fives at the time that I had comped it in the present condition, in as-is condition. It then the higher comps were like at 6.25 for that home. But I felt like after I saw it not only completely renovated but staged, I said we should go for 645. So I was pushing the envelope. It's going to sell at 680.
Yeah. That's incredible.
It doesn't justify on the comps, but people will pay for completion.
Yeah.
They don't want, they're putting everything up front when they're buying a home right now. Buyers are.
Yeah.
They're exhausted.
Their cash, they're stretched in every way, emotionally, financially.
They really are.
Yeah.
So when a home is turnkey, and I'm not talking a lipstick on a pig reno, I don't do those things. You don't do those things.
Yeah.
We do things the right way.
Right.
And people notice quality. Quality sells. And so when that home has been redone, guess who the beneficiary is? The buyer, because they're not going to have to, they would not be able to stay within the budget we were in. We got great pricing. They couldn't do it for that. So the buyer benefits. They don't have to put money out of pocket that they don't have because they're covering appraisal gaps and down payments and all of that. And the seller, way more money back than he would have if it was an as-is sale. Way more.
Yeah.
We're talking like they doubled what they kind of thought that they would get out of it.
Right.
Their expectation.
And that upfront investment that they made of $58,000 is less than what they would have had to their price reductions over a couple of months.
Yeah.
So like that one, that was in the $1.5 million range, the first price reduction, was $140,000.
Yeah.
And so spending $50,000-$60,000 upfront would have been a huge benefit.
That's right. So not everybody has that much money to spend upfront.
Right. And we had one just like that. We had clients that were competing against multiple offers in their price point, and they didn't have the appraisal gap money to compete.
Right.
But they ended up buying one that needed to be fixed up, and the seller didn't have the capacity to do it, and it worked out beautifully for both of them.
How many offers were on that property?
We had 0 offers on that property because
there were 0 competing offers.
There were 0 competing offers because the house needed a renovation and no one wanted to do it.
So guys, that is key. Listen to that.
Yeah.
So the one that we listed that was renovated, we had way over asking price, multiple offers throughout the weekend. The same market, home that had no work done. 0 offers except for yours.
That's right. And the beauty of that one was the appraisal came in over the contract price, which that doesn't happen very often. We're making up gaps. We're not building equity.
Exactly. Well, so, what a great thing for the clients.
Yeah, they were thrilled because they felt like they had the extra budget therefore to do those extra renovations.
I love that. Well, that is key. That is so key, people. So I think that this entire podcast is dedicated to the lesson of put the work in. But don't just put it in by yourself. Get wise counsel.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Right, because there are certain renovations that are going to bring more value than others, and we want to maximize the dollars.
Yes, and we have the people that are not going to overcharge.
Yeah.
We have people that can deliver on a more immediate basis. And if you're not in this area, please, find somebody that's trusted in the industry. We can even refer you to people or an agent who can help you through the process. But we want to see the best outcome for you. Don't leave money on the table if you don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a great point, Sharice. Real estate agents have great connections wherever you live because they have to do constant repairs, updates, things like that. That's so right. A real estate agent is a great resource for contractors.
That's right. So with that said, Judy, this has been fun. It's short and it's sweet, but thank you so much because this is invaluable to everybody who's listening.
Yeah, great stuff, Sharice.
So we'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Thank you.